It's me. It's my personal choice.
But yes, and in a free society, the opinions of other people also have to matter. It's not just about you exercising your choice. The way other people feel about that should be of some concern to you.
But you know, these feelings are coming from negative prejudices. We have coming from
you don't want men's opinions? No. You don't want men's opinions?
I'm sorry, we are going to have to end it there. I'm really sorry.
As the only man, I'm sorry you don't want to hear men's opinions.
You are about to see Douglas Murray tell the truth as it is. Douglas Murray debates a panel of Muslim scholars on the influence of religion, particularly Islam, in the West today. Douglas Murray speaks what is on most people's mind today in the West, but what most are afraid to say. Douglas Murray did not hold back.
Can I just begin?
Hey Veracity, welcome back to the channel. It's your girl VeraMoore, and I'm back with another reaction video. I'm back with another of Douglas Murray, and this is from Modern Wisdom, and we have It's Highly Undesirable. Douglas Murray schools Muslim activists wearing Niqab in Britain. Oh my gosh, so this is Douglas Murray and Muslim activists yet again. The Muslims and Douglas. One thing I love about Douglas Murray is that he's always speaking facts. He doesn't hold back anything and he's never scared to speak the truth. I love that about him. Before we get started, we have some amazing people watching us for the first time. If you're new to the channel, I am Vera. I do reaction videos. It is something that you love. Why not join Veracity? Hit the subscribe button below, turn on the post notification bell so that you can always be the first person to know whenever a new video drops. And that's, guys, let's go, guys.
With you, Fatima, yes, 56% of British people don't really support the wearing of the full face veil in public. They don't want it.
Well, I think it depends on where you take the poll, really, because something that I've recently launched is a project called Secrets of a Muslim Woman, and it's all about letting people know why we do what we do, because I think a lot of it is to do with not really being familiar with it. You know, I mean, my message to the British public is that you've got nothing to fear. You know, this is a piece of cloth.
They don't feel that, though, do they? Because elsewhere in this poll, a majority said they don't know how to relate to a woman wearing a full face veil.
I think, you know, the people who have actually interacted with women who wear the face veil, people who work with them. I mean, we're in East London today. In East London, the veil is practically, you know, normal on the street.
Okay, I'm sorry. Let me quickly chip something in. You know, when I was younger, whenever I see women dressed this way, I used to be really scared. I used to be so scared. I would literally run away because I used to think they were kidnappers. Whenever I see women covered, only their eyes is being seen, I used to think they were kidnappers. And in my mind, I'd be like, why do they carry these people? These people are kidnappers. Because it is easy for them to steal. It's easy for them to do whatever. You don't know who is who. Their faces are covered. We don't know who is behind those marks. It is so scary. It was really traumatizing for me as a child. Really traumatizing. Let's go on.
Streets of East London. People who've actually interacted and worked with women who wear the veil have absolutely no problem with it.
Douglas
I think
Murray,
it's the fear of the unknown.
Douglas Murray, would you like to see the veil banned here?
Well, I think like a majority of British people, I think that it should be banned in public places, particularly places like courtrooms, where it's absolutely imperative that a jury are able to see the faces of people who are accused. As for an overall ban, I think, look, my own opinion is that Niqab is highly undesirable. I think that we live in a society...
I love how Douglas just said, I think it should be banned. Like, Douglas Murray doesn't have time for... Let it be banned, because we want to see your face. The fact that you are covering your face does not mean you are holy, or doesn't mean you do not commit sin, doesn't mean you do not commit atrocities. Majority of you guys, you cover your body from head to toe, yet you are doing ridiculous things, yet you engage in bad things that even I that do not cover myself, I cannot do. You guys do way worse than that. It is absurd.
Society where people do show their faces, where huge amounts of our social interaction depend on people showing their faces. I think that it's very difficult to enforce a ban in public places like streets, but it should be certainly a desirable thing to discourage its wearing.
To impose a ban, but in principle you'd like to see one because you think in Britain, it's unacceptable.
In public buildings, in courts, in schools and places like this, absolutely, I think a ban would be very sensible. In streets and so on, I think it's difficult, but it should be societally discouraged.
Douglas Murray's stance on the ban of the niqab in public spaces in the UK, particularly in sensitive environments like courtrooms, is grounded in a broader argument about the fundamental requirements of a liberal and open society. A significant portion of human communication relies on facial expressions and visual cues, which are obscured when the niqab is worn. This impediment can hinder social interactions and, more critically, the basic operations of institutions that rely on facial recognition and expressions for identification and communication purposes. Douglas Murray's argument is supported by statistics and public opinion trends indicating a growing discomfort with the niqab in the UK. Surveys, such as those conducted by YouGov, have shown that a substantial majority of the British public supports restrictions on wearing the niqab in public spaces, especially in places where identification and open communication are essential, such as schools, airports, and courtrooms. This sentiment is not isolated to the UK. Similar attitudes can be observed across Europe, with countries like France, Belgium, and Denmark implementing various bans on full-face veils. The Muslim activists' counter-argument that negative sentiments towards the niqab stem from a lack of education and interaction with Muslim women who wear it, while calling for more understanding, overlooks the practical implications of such garments in public and civic life. It's essential to differentiate between promoting cultural sensitivity and recognizing the operational necessities of a society's public and legal systems. Beyond practical reasons, the niqab's presence in public life raises deeper questions about the integration and visibility of women in society. Critics like AI and Hirsi Ali have voiced concerns that the niqab may symbolize the segregation of women from public life and the suppression of their individual identities. Such perspectives are crucial in the debate over how liberal societies should navigate the delicate balance between respecting cultural and religious practices and upholding the principles of equality and openness.
Accommodate religious expression in this country. You know, Jehovah's Witnesses who don't want blood transfusions, Sikh people who want to wear turbans. We make exceptions, you know, in certain situations.
Look at how they are seated. Oh my God, it's covered. They look so scary in that outfit. They look so scary. If you guys want to be all covered up, why not go to your Muslim countries? We have over 50 Muslim countries in the world. Why don't you stay in your country? Why are you coming to the Western countries? This is not, we don't dress this way. This is not our tradition. This is not our culture. It is you guys' religion. So when you are in your country, you dress that way. Because if you go to an Islamic country and you don't dress the way they are dressed, there'll be issues. There'll be issues. So when you are in your country, dress like your country people. Because if we go there, they will not allow us to be ourselves. They won't allow us to be ourselves. We have to cover all our body because we are in your country. So if you're coming to our country, then you have to be like us as well. We do not appreciate you covering all your body. We do not know who you are. We cannot identify you. Why would you dress like this in a courtroom? Or in the airport? Even schools, it should be banned. Let's know who we are talking to. Let's know who we are dealing with. It's crazy.
And so, look, you know, I really want to reach out to the public and say, you've got nothing to fear from us.
But take up Yasmin's,
I was born in this country. I love this country.
Take up Yasmin's point that this is about...
She said we shouldn't be scared of them. Why would I not be scared of you? I, as a child, seeing you guys, I would run away. I would be scared. You look like masquerades. You look so scary. You are all covered up. I don't know who you are. It is scary. I would be scared. Come on.
Exceptionalism. Take up Yasmin Alabai-Brown's point about this is about exceptionalism.
We accommodate, don't we, in this country, and in my country, Britain, we accommodate religious expression. And we do make exceptions for people. And there's nothing, and that's what I thought.
And we cannot destroy the minorities and the religious belief in the name of equality.
But what if the majority feel uncomfortable, feel uneasy and say they don't want it?
I think then the onus is on us as well, isn't it? I mean, to actually reach out. And I'm hoping that this is just going one step towards that, to say to people, look, you know, we're human beings just like you.
But if I may very quickly, religious freedom is an extremely important thing, and I think most people who would agree, I hope in this room, that Britain is the most tolerant place in the world to live, including as a Muslim.
Yeah.
But let's just add one thing to this, if I may. The issue of social interaction is very important, and not just to me, but obviously to a majority of the British people.
Yeah.
What I say tonight, what Yasmin says and other people say tonight, people see our faces. They know who said it. I'm sorry to say this, but nobody knows who you are. They can hear your name. They can't see you. If I say something stupid on television tonight, people know it's me saying it. If you do, with all due respect, you can disappear and no one knows.
No, we're not disappearing.
He just said my point. Exactly my point. Exactly my point. We don't know who these women are. They are all covered up. We don't know who you are. You could commit a crime. We cannot even identify your face. You can steal. You can kill. And we do not know how to identify. Exactly what I said. Exactly what I said. We don't know who you are. We know who Douglas Murray is. You know who Vera is. This is she. But this lady talking, I don't know her. If she removes the veil and she's working another day, I wouldn't know she's the same person. But if I see Douglas Murray on the street, I will know this is definitely Douglas Murray because I have seen you on social media. I've seen you on my screen. I can identify you. But this lady, I cannot identify. This lady is covered. I do not know who they are. I cannot identify them. They can do whatever and go scot-free. That is why I would always be scared of people on Niqab, whatever they call it. It should be banned. I agree with that. Let's go on.
The meaning of this thing is extremely important to address. The meaning of this thing is women are by nature dangerous to men and society. Therefore, they must be covered, they must be buried. That's the meaning of it. And that's what I cannot accept.
Douglas Murray, aligning with Yasmin Alabhai-Brown's commentary, emphasizes that the niqab symbolizes more than just a religious or cultural garment. It represents a deeper ideological stance on the role and visibility of women in society. The niqab reflects a view that women are inherently a source of temptation, necessitating their physical concealment from the public eye to maintain societal decorum. This perspective inherently contradicts the principles of gender equality and individual freedom championed in liberal societies. This critique resonates with broader feminist analyses of veiling practices. Scholars and activists argue that requiring women to cover their faces in public is a manifestation of patriarchal control over women's bodies and choices. Such practices, they assert, not only segregate women from the social and political life of their communities, but also reinforce the notion that women are primarily responsible for controlling men's sexual behavior, thereby perpetuating gender inequality. Statistics from various human rights organizations underscore the impact of such ideologies on women's rights and societal integration. For instance, reports from the United Nations have highlighted how dress codes enforced on religious or cultural grounds can impede women's access to services, employment, and education, limiting their opportunities for personal and economic development. The encouragement of niqab wearing in public settings not only hinders women's visibility and participation in public life, but also symbolically takes a step back in the hard-won advancements for women's rights. The niqab, in this view, is not just a personal or isolated choice, but a public statement with implications for how women's roles and rights are perceived and enacted in society.
Oh my goodness, this is crazy. Imagine somebody wearing a hijab and you enter the bank. What would people think? If it was a man, you are all covered up and you go into the bank, people would think you're a robber. Yes. Because they cannot know, they cannot identify you. They don't know who you are. Hijab should be banned. I totally agree that it should be banned. They are no more righteous than we that we do not cover our hair. You guys aren't more righteous than we are. Fine, they can just wear. I think they have two types. They have the one that actually opens their hair, their face, and only covers the hair. While they have one that covers the whole body and it's only the eyes. That's even the worst. It's only the eye we can see. That's the worst of it all. Those are the people I am always scared of. That these ones, they are kidnappers. I can't forget. I can never forget. My younger self was always scared of them. Whenever I was coming back from school, if I see such people, I always run. I always run away. Because I usually think they are kidnappers. They love Islam so much. Why not go to Afghanistan? Why not go to Iraq or Iran? Why are you staying in Britain? Why? Imagine, if you go to an Islamic country, I'm sure I cannot put on something like this in an Islamic country because it does not have hand. They will consider it disrespectful. If I go to an Islamic country and I'm just like this, They can even cut off my hand. God forbid. They might cut off my hand because they consider it disrespectful. So if I go to Islam country, I cannot dress the way I want. I have to be all covered up because it's our tradition. Then if they come to my country, they should dress the way we dress in our country. Yes. I could remember there was one time I was reacting to a Muslim video, an Islamic video, and I was putting on something like this. In fact, I forgot because most times whenever I want to react to Muslim videos, I always make sure that I'm covered up because I know it is their tradition, it is their religion. So I respect their religion. I make sure I cover. But that day, I don't know what I was thinking. I didn't remember. I was wearing something like this. And people came to my comment, they were like, oh, you're not supposed to dress like this to react to Islam. You're not supposed, just a reaction video. Just a reaction video I was doing. I'm not even a Muslim, I'm a Christian. You're not supposed to dress this way. Why are you dressed like this? No. I was forced to delete that video. I had to delete it because the 8 comments were just too much. And I was like, okay, is it worth all of this? It's not worth it. I deleted the video. Then I think I did another one where I was now fully dressed. Then I apologized and like, I'm sorry. Muslims, they carry their religion on their head like it is their life. Do you get? They don't want people messing around with their tradition, with their religion. Yes, they'll come to other people's country and mess around with their tradition, try to change their culture, try to... Come on. The fact that you guys are all covered up doesn't mean you guys are holier than the rest of us. You guys are equal with us. In fact, we are even better than you guys. You guys commit more atrocities. So many things. Come on. Anyways, I don't have anything against Muslims. I don't have anything against Islam, but Niqab should be banned. Let's see your faces. Your face is your identity. When you're covering your face, how do we identify you? How do we know who is speaking? Those ladies, they were speaking. I don't even know who is who. I don't know who's talking. Let's see your face. Let's recognize you. What are your thoughts? What do you guys think? Should Niqab be banned or not? Let's know in the comment. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, give it a huge thumbs up and please share this video. And if you're new to this channel, join VeraCity. Hit the subscribe button below, turn on the post notification bell so you can always be the first person to know whenever a new video drops. I love you guys. I love Muslims. I love the Christians. I'm a Christian. I have nothing against the Muslim, but I love calling a spade a spade. Thank you once again for watching, and I'll see you all in my next video. Bye bye.